Welcome, everyone. I'm happy to see you're here with me tonight on this Thursday, February 12th. I have a quick and easy card to show you as usual. I love using designer paper and sharing cards that you can easily duplicate. So as you can see in the chat, my question was, are you watching the Olympics and what do you like? What event do you like best? Please comment, let us know where you're watching from and what you think about the Olympics. I love watching each piece of them. I don't watch them for a long period, but then of course our television coverage doesn't give us the full thing, mainly just the highlights, and that's okay too. So welcome. If you haven't been here before, I'd really like to welcome you. If you have been, I'm so happy you're back here with me. So I have a couple of things to share with you Stampin' Up wise. I have a lot of cards to share with you that my customers and I have been making this week, and we have so much fun doing those classes. So if you ever want to join us, be sure you're on my newsletter list because that's where I share everything about the cards and the registration forms. So when I flip the camera down, you'll see where you can subscribe to my email list. And if you haven't done that, I'd really appreciate you doing it. And also, as always, watching on YouTube, if you would subscribe to my channel, it really helps me to get known out there. So thank you for all your comments. I love seeing them. I'm going to flip the camera. And there's where you can subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to talk about bonus days in a minute. I just want to make sure there's nothing detrimental happening in the chat here that I can have to deal with as far as sound and technology. Maggie, you're an Olympic junkie. Yes, during the class today, Maggie was keeping us up to date on the hockey scores. So thank you, Maggie, for doing that. Bonus days are bonus days earning are over. Redeeming is happening until the 28th of February. So if you did earn any of those coupons and you would have got an email from Stampin' Up, make sure you use them. And don't lose the emails because Stampin' Up cannot recreate them for you. So each month we have a product of the month. And for the month of February, this is it. Painted Illusions. It's designer paper with all these gorgeous colors. Mine will be here, I believe, on Tuesday. So I can show you the actual product then. But until then, I just want to remind you of it because it's a great deal. You get a package of 12 sheets of paper for $5, as long as you've spent $100. There's always a stipulation, isn't there? But I know some people have received theirs already, and they're starting to show samples of them, so I'm sure you'll see them around. So I just want to go over the cards I received first. Kim, out of Minnesota, sends me a card every once in a while, and on one of my posts on Facebook, she mentioned that she uses her designer paper to make to put inside her envelopes. So this is what I got. Isn't that gorgeous? Envelope liners would be. So I just had to save that envelope. Thank you so much, Kim. And this is the card she sent. There's some tone-on-tone stamping and just a hello. And she wanted to just let me know that she was thinking of me. So that's what's great about our card making, is that we can share those kind of ideas with everyone. So when you make your cards, do you send them? I send a ton of cards, and I'm happy to do it. My kids are forever saying, how come you're buying so many stamps? Well, because I want to mail cards. And here in Canada, we have discovered that if we get an envelope, even like this, without the stamp canceled, we can take it off and use it. And that's a US one, so I will keep that one for sure. So these are cards that we made today in our Christmas card class. I do that the second Thursday of each month. And the ladies and I had a wonderful time today. This is a double easel card. You can see all the different shapes and whatever. And it really wasn't as difficult as they thought it was going to be. So thank you, ladies, for joining me for that. This is one that Patty Bennett had shared in a class I was in. And it's just a matter of different layers. Plus, we use the flip flap. Have you ever used those? Stampin' Up sells them in 3 or 4 different sizes. A lot of them get used in scrapbooking, but we used it in a card today. And then we used the Arches dies, and the ladies couldn't figure out why I told them to score their paper on the right-hand side. This is why. We had some great fun doing those. Then, earlier in the week, I did a special class with the bugs, the sweet bugs. So I want to show you those. Thank you, ladies, for all your positive comments. I loved having you here. So this one has the little ladybug embellishment. Those go in and out of availability fairly quickly. So if you see them and you want them, you probably should get them. This one was kind of unique in the fact that you made 2 cards by cutting the 2 papers together and then just putting them on 2 different card fronts. Again, with bugs, and the dies do cut out a lot of the pieces. And then this one we made, these envelopes were Stampin' Up, not available anymore, but I wanted to do a slimline card. And these little ants are just so, so cute. When you die cut them, this is die cut out of the paper, and they cut all 3 of them at once, but they're separate. The ribbon is very, very soft. And I had seen someone mention that if you cut it down the middle, you could use it as scalloped edges. We discovered that it does fray quite easily because it is so soft. So those are the cards from the classes. And then I have a few from my team swap. This one is from Lori, and it has a belly band with a butterfly and a fold like this. Then I have a Valentine ones from Sharon. Hello, Sharon, I see you're here, with hearts on it and hearts inside. I have this one from Bonnie with one of she did the class, the virtual card class, and this is a card that she made in there. So beautiful. The heart background, I believe, is not an embossing folder. I can't think of what it's called, but you guys know, where you put it down and you color over top of it. I'll think of it later. And this one is one of the collar fold ones. We did one similar to that. This one's from Heidi. Did one similar to that in our Friday Zoom class. And that Zoom class is also available to anyone who wants to join us. Again, send your name to my email address or my newsletter there, and I will send it to you, send you the information for joining. Tomorrow we have Linda teaching us a card. Not everybody who wants to is eligible to teach a class of whatever they want. So if you're ever interested in just kind of dabbling and doing something like that, be sure and let me know. Hello, Kathleen. The hearts card is from the retreat. Yes, I thought that's where it was from. So tonight, as always, I will try and answer your comments, but if I miss them, I'll come back and answer them later, whether it's a private message or whether it's just a comment on the YouTube channel. So this is the card that I tried, first sample I made from Mary Nabby, and it's quick and easy. And I thought, you know what? The ladies are always looking for something quick and easy, so I'm going to show you one more tonight. Designer paper, a very narrow border of white, and Calypso Coral. So this is the paper that I used for that one. It is lovely and beautiful specialty designer paper. So when Stampin' Up does specialty paper, it usually has gold in it. So you can see the gold on that piece. Very muted on the back. This one has gold everywhere, hexagons and some green, bigger flowers, and Calypso Coral there. This one is gold embossed. And this is a great one if you do want to try blending with your blending brushes. It would be easy to color because it's not going to stick where the gold is. You can also do that if you do your own embossing. and very pretty yellows, peaches. Another one with the big flower. And these, that's why these are so great for a card like this. You just need to cut a layer and it's done. And this one is another one with some gold on it. So very pretty paper for that. So that's what I used for this card, but that's not what I'm using tonight. Tonight, I thought it was time we kind of shifted gears a little bit. And I'm going to do Easter. So this paper is Easter Joy specialty paper, and it is quite thick. I watched somebody, I don't remember who, and they said they couldn't remember anybody having paper this, or any other time having paper this thick. It does have a design on the back, but the front is, it's got some gold in it, and it's almost vinyl or plasticky. Pam, why do I have a purple line in my typing? I don't know, but you have a purple crown with a number 1 beside it, so that means you're really number 1. So again, great paper, and I'm going to show you how I did that card, quick and easy. I do have a technique that, okay, somehow, you ever have trouble putting stuff back in those packages? I know some of you use other folders, but I can't be bothered with that. So I'm using Petal Pink, one of the pinks, and I'm just going to put I'm not going to put the extra white layer even. I'm just going to put the designer paper. You can see that it's just a narrow border. And then I have a square cut with our stylish shapes, another square that I've done 2 colors on, and that's what I want to show you how I did that. I guess I need a piece of paper to show you that. And from the punch with the 3 banners, just put that behind it, and we've got a pretty Easter card. You could make lots of those in a short time. Sorry, just getting a piece of paper so I can show you how the stamp works. So the greeting I've used is from Reason to Celebrate. I took Easter and Happy, laid them on my desktop, put the stamp down, and the first one I tried, I thought, okay, pink is lighter. I'm going to take my Pretty in Pink and I'm going to ink it up. And then I'm going to take my, whatever this one is, Shy Shamrock, which is, I do go, as I've often said, I go with whatever colors they say are in the designer paper. And there is a technique called rock and roll, if you ever see it. It's basically just touching the edge of your stamp, each side of it, a little bit. And I really had difficult making this work. So I'll show you what I did instead. But rock and roll would be like roll your stamp. And I think it worked better when we had wood stamps that were permanently on like the stamp itself was permanently on the block, and then you could roll it. But if I stamp that, you can see, well, maybe if I hold it up, you could see. It is colorful, but it's not quite what I wanted. So I'm going to clean the stamp. And then I'll show you what I did do to get this kind of look. I'm going to close this before my green shirt gets up in the green ink. I'm going to ink it up. And then I took my marker. We do still have markers in each color. And all I did was I ran the brush tip of it just over part of the word. No, didn't have to be half an inch, 2 inches, anything. And then when I stamp it, it gave a much better image to what I wanted. Have you ever tried that? If so, give me some hints on what worked for you. So after that, I am going to just put this card together. And for my embellishments, I have pulled out Sparkle Dot Essentials, which has Pretty in Pink in it. I don't know if that's what I'll use. We'll decide as we get it all together. So and if you're using the other thing I used, I am making these cards for my swaps this month with my team and with my uplines team, and I used the stamping positioner with it. And I'm going to do a shorter video showing a lot of different things that I've read and seen about that positioner, because it is an amazing tool. So on that note, if you're not a demonstrator and you're considering it, you don't have to do anything after you sign up. But if you sign up before the end of the month, or it might go into March, but I'm not positive of that date, you get the positioner for free. So if you're at all interested, let me know, or follow my website and join me. You're always welcome. We have a lot of fun on my team, and we share a lot of different ideas. Most of them are to do with cards, not all of them. As you might be aware, once we get to know each other, we share a lot of different things that really are helpful to be in this community. I can't tell you how much it has helped me in the last couple of years with getting through my days. So I thank you ever so much. I've used dimensionals behind that piece. I'm going to, what am I going to use on there? Probably a glue dot. Because this is foil, it's sometimes hard to get an adhesive that works on it. So I'm going to put a couple glue dots. I did use liquid glue on this one, but I had time to let it sit. And I want to be able to pick this one up and show you after I place it. So glue dots will work. Then I am going to apply liquid on the rest of this and on here and put it on the card. And that is your quick and easy card. So anyone, whether you're a beginner or an avid, there's sometimes that even us avid that like to put all the bells and whistles on it, sometimes we just need a card that's quick and easy, don't we? So that is my share for tonight. But I do need to put some embellishments on it, because this one I used those are the new, this is in color, but you wouldn't know it on there with the Calypso Coral. I'm thinking the pink. Such a cheerful card. Yes, it is, isn't it? Happy mail is always nice, as we know. That one's too big. Put a littler one on there. And then I'm going to put one on that yellow flower. And I know that most of the time we do things in threes, because it draws your eye in that triangle to look at things. I haven't taken any official designer courses or anything, but I've learned that from watching lots of other people that do their things. So that is it. So any other ideas you'd like me to share, be sure and let me know. Subscribe to my newsletter so you don't miss out on anything that's happening in my Stampin' world. And, oh, I have one other thing. Just a sec. Let me go back there. Card from last week. I Did make 2 because that was our thing last week. And the winner for that card is Ines. I don't know if you're on here or not, Ines, but I will mail it to you. So congratulations on winning that. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing how easy that was to create, and I hope you'll create some and mail them off to somebody. That's the joy in it all, is to actually share your cards with everyone, whether they're family or whether they're friends or whether they're just because you want to send somebody a card. That's what our community is about. So keep in touch, enjoy the Olympics, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.